Hi, I'm Dave Coach. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how to crop and what to be mindful of when you're setting your crop lines. Does that sound like fun? Yeah, I didn't think so either, but let's talk about it. All right, here's our shot. We've all been there. Typical bedroom, and we've got this encroaching on our right and a window over there on our left. Notice we're putting a light in there. That's going to give us light sweeping across the room when we get to that point, but we're not there yet. We're at the crop. So this is what I wanted to tell you. I think a lot of people are not very mindful of their crop. And what I mean about being mindful is I do this thing I call policing my borders. I look at this line, I look at that line, I look at this line, and I look at this line. And I make sure I'm not cutting anything off with those lines. Or if I am, that I'm cutting them off smartly. Okay, let's talk about this line. Okay, see how I've got all of the bed? That's the important thing in this picture. The window, there's enough of that to know that that's a window. We could go wider and show more of the window, but what does that add to the picture? It doesn't. So we're going to creep that into right there, and that's a perfect frame on this side of the image. Now let's look at this other side. Sorry, it's a little hard one-handed. The thing I don't like is this giant cabinet thing right here. You know what? I also don't like this light being on, so let me go turn that off while I'm thinking about it. But it's too big to move. But it is the edge of my frame. I'm going to go ahead and leave that in, but I'm knowing that I'm going to move my crop line to right there. See how I've still got the whole night table? And then I'll put my crop line right into that wall right there. And there are a couple of handles. I know the black things. If I need to, I can just use the remove tool and remove those out. But otherwise, that's my crop line there, which means I'm going to have to crop from another side. So it's all my other crop is going to be from the top. Because again, that's worthless space. So when we get that to something that's more like that as a final crop, that's going to be a really good image. It's full of, it's what I like to call full of meat. Again, it's just stupid terms, but I think about it, and that frame is filled with information. There's no blank walls. There's no empty ceiling. Empty ceilings, empty floors, are okay for a single shot where you're trying to show, the woodwork or, the design or something special. But this is not that case. This is an ordinary bedroom in a brick. I feel like I'm in a dorm or something. The ceiling is nothing to write home about. The floor is nothing to write home about. So I don't need those in my picture. So I want to fill that frame with as much information and detail and things as I can. And that's what I mean about making a picture meaty. Make it full of things that your eyes can eat and digest and enjoy. So that's my little bit on cropping. I hope you're having a great day. I am having a wonderful day. I am in Park City shooting an Airbnb, and what could be better? Well, there's a few things, but for work, we have the best job in the world, don't we? Oh my God. Anyway, you guys have a great day. My name's Dave Coach, and may your next shoot be your best shoot.